You may not know that 4 distinguished authors exist right here in Southeast Kansas. This past week, Caps 13 caught up with them as they celebrated their pride by coming together in one location.
The memory of White Buffalo carries on in a compilation of work by authors Al Ortolani, J.T. Knoll, Melissa Fight Johnson, and Adam Jameson, who came together at the Pittsburg Public Library in a packed room of community members. White Buffalo is the name of the now non-existent cafe in Pittsburg at Hotel Stillway.
This is all just folklore as far as I'm concerned, because I think it went defunct in like 1984, and that was the same year I moved to Pittsburgh, and I was 3. I'm very lucky to be part of the White Buffalo tradition all these years later.
Melissa is the only contributing female poet and is excited to be in on the tradition.
It's very special to me because Al Ortolani was my teacher back in high school, and he's pretty much like the main reason I became an English teacher. And he also published my first book. So just the idea that these guys have been reading together for literally like decades, and they've let me sort of be part of it. And obviously I'm a woman. I always like to say I'm crashing their boys club. And so it means a whole lot to be part of this kind of tradition of poets writing about Southeast Kansas. So.
Ghost Sign is a series of love letters to Southeast Kansas and is named after the fading signs of old buildings around the area, some of which are pictured inside. Many themes ring throughout, like baseball, childhood memories, and a collective unconscious of what it means to live in the Midwest.
It's funny though, some themes came up in all of our poems, or almost all of our poems. Like 3 of us mentioned Wheel of Fortune in a poem. Like that's a total accident, you know. But apparently that's something you do in Southeast Kansas. You grew up watching that show, so.
All of these stories hit home with a library full of over 60 people, more than Al Ortolani said he even gets in New York. Carol Ann Robb, the adult media librarian, knew it was a hit.
I was thrilled at the turnout and that everybody was into it. You could see, you know, little blips of, you know, I get that, or, oh, I know exactly what they're talking about. And then just the group singing with Dawn, and if not actual singing, the tapping of toes, the swaying back and forth. It was just a fun afternoon.
Often they're much more formal than this, you know, and those are good too, don't get me wrong, but I love how sort of unstuffy, you know, like it's just not what people typically think of when they think of poetry readings. You know, it is very much like this whole storytelling vibe, and a lot of ribbing and a lot of, like, you know, audience participation, and it's just very informal.
Maybe people in the Midwest just know how to have a little more fun, and it shows with their memories. For Caps 13 News, I'm Cam Molina.
The next time you can see the camaraderie that these authors have will be at the next Little Balkans Days Festival in Pittsburgh.